Right before I started recording this video, I decided to go on Omegle or Ume.tv, whatever that site is called. And if you haven't heard about it, it's a chat site where you can talk to people all over the world. And I decided to do it because it was scary to me. Talking to strangers is one of my biggest fear. It's something which just gets me really nervous, but it's also something which I want to improve at. So I open up the site. The first guy I talk to, I have a nice conversation with him, but I notice how I become very nervous. I notice how I stumble over my words. I notice how my English, which isn't my first native language, I notice how that just drops. And I notice even now talking about it, my English is, I'm stumbling. I'm really goofing around here. But we have a nice conversation. And once I get off it, I just realized how nervous I have gotten and how I couldn't focus on what I was trying to get across. I couldn't keep it together. I didn't stumble so bad. I didn't say something bad, but I wasn't the person which I wanted to be, which I'm right now, like, which is directly me, where I can talk without being nervous, where I can think and talk. And that's why I did it. I did it because it was something that is a big fear of mine. Talking to strangers, talking to girls, talking to people I don't know, and even talking to people who I've known for a long time, but I haven't talked to them in a while. Even that is scary. And I think that is a growing problem in my generation. My generation is the generation that have gotten a phone from a very young age. As a kid, I still played a lot outside, but I know that a lot of people didn't. If we go up just a couple of years, like my brother, he hasn't played outside. He hasn't been to a play yard very much. When he was really young, he did it, but I still played like when I was 12. And that is very long nowadays, but back in the days, people were playing till they were 25, like, what the fuck? And I think that is a growing problem in our society, that people are so afraid to make other human connections. People are getting so bad at it because they never get to practice, and because they are so afraid, and because they are so scared of failing, because they are so up in their head, because they have so much anxiety, they never practice. They never want to do it, because why do something hard when you just can sit inside, just be on social media, watch reels, TikToks, and don't experience life the real way? Well, to me, that isn't a future which I want to live. I want to live my dream future, and I know that it is possible, and I know that I will accomplish that. But in order for me to get there, I have to do challenging parts. I have to do hard things, and that's exactly why I did it. I think that you get my point, that challenging yourself is important, and the idea that the challenge is not going to be hard anymore, that is also wrong, because the whole part of it is that it's meant to be challenging. So once I get over this fear of talking to strangers online, once I get over that, once I have practiced this for, I don't know how many people I need to talk to, but once that feels natural, once I feel like I can not be in my head in this conversation, where I can speak freely, where I can be in flow state, where my English doesn't fumble up, once that gets easy, I have to take it to the next level. I have to start to speak to people in real life. I have to level up constantly. And if you feel like you don't know where to start, I feel like the thing that I'm doing right now, just sitting with that camera in front of me, is probably the best way. Because sitting like this, when it's just you and a camera, it doesn't have to be a good camera like this. You don't have to have anything like that. You can just use your phone, which I did when I started this over 1 year ago. But that was a good starting point for me. That was a good challenge for me. Like, if you never have done it, try do it right now. Take your phone, or wait, actually finish this video, but after that, take your phone out and start to record yourself. it's fucking hard. For me at least, it was that. Like, I didn't know what to say. I just spoke so quietly. I just was afraid to talking, even though there was no one there, because I had practiced it so little, and even though I think that it doesn't translate 100% to real life, obviously, because I was nervous here and it's still a fear of mine, but it's a good starting point. It's also a different skill to become good at this, talking to a camera. You can be very good at speaking in front of people, but you can get a bit nervous when you start to talking in front of a camera, and the other way around, but it is a good starting point. I'm very glad that I made a second recording of this. I'm very glad that I challenged myself, and we went on that call with that guy from New Jersey. Even though I don't know your name, it was good. And one final motivation piece, which I have for you, if you still feel like, yes, that this sounds good, but it's so fucking hard. It's so scary, because that's what it is. It's fucking terrifying doing something which you find hard, doing something which your body, like, it just repels it. Doing this is very scary. But I'm sure that you know this feeling. If you ever have made a presentation in front of your class, if you ever have made some sort of big announcement in front of a group of people, if you ever have spoken in front of a group of people, which you were scared before doing it, which I have done a lot of times, and it was truly one of my biggest fear in school. It was, I remember being like sleepless nights before, and just playing that I was sick when I was younger, so I didn't have to do it. It was a big fear of mine. But I'm sure that you know this feeling, that once you have done it, once you actually challenge yourself, once you actually manage to overcome that, the feeling that you get afterwards is one of the best feelings that you can have. I so vividly remember it. I think it was 3 years ago now. I was having a presentation in Swedish, and I was so afraid before it, because I had also been out of school for like a month not too long before, so I was very scared and had a lot of anxiety and stuff like that. And I remember the day before that I felt like, yeah, I can't do this. This is impossible to me. Like, I have to play sick tomorrow. I have to call my teacher and say like, yeah, I can't do this in front of the whole class. Maybe I can do this as a recording. Maybe I can do this just in a small group or whatever. But then the next day comes, and I somehow managed to still go to school and still go to that class. And I remember sitting there before the class starting, and I was really nervous. Me and some other friends were there, and we were all pretty nervous. You could tell on the feeling. But we started singing this really strange song. It wasn't really a song. It was just a melody. It was like a scene out of a movie where people just start like boom, boom, da da boom, boom, ba da boom. Everyone was starting to do that, and we sang for like, I'm not sure, like 3-4 minutes, maybe even more. And my anxiety dropped a lot. I think that everyone did. I became way calmer, and then the class started, and one person presented before me, I believe, and I like to be the second person who presents, so then it was my turn, and I go up, and I'm shaking. Like, when I go up there, I have my cards, and they are flapping around, and I am just extremely nervous. This feeling like you're not sure if you're gonna throw up on the stage, or if you're gonna pass out, or whatever can happen, it feels like. But I have my presentation. I do it. I'm not sure how good it was, how bad it was, but the feeling afterwards was that I was unstoppable. Like, there was just this rush of joy in my whole body. Everything felt so light, everything felt so happy. It felt like the whole room was just full of energy. It felt like I was unstoppable. And unfortunately, that feeling doesn't last forever, but I remember it lasted for like that whole class. And I remember afterwards feeling like, yeah, this is so great. Like, I want to do this more because this feeling afterwards was so great. And obviously that fades out until next time, and then you're like, I don't want to do it. But that feeling is a reward on the other side. A long analogy, a long story, but it was nice. If you want to go down in the comments and comment something, please do that, and I will reply to whatever your comment says. And we can have a little conversation down there. Until next time, take care and accomplish great things. Bye and peace. Bam! That was a good video, I feel like. Yeah! Alright. On to the next mission. Yes! Ha! That is that feeling that I was talking about.